So VShojo's been like in a massive powerhouse recently. And the thing is that we keep on seeing them picking up talents from other organizations like Niji Sanji most commonly. But they keep on bringing up great talents, and it just keeps on growing and growing. And honestly, I think they are like one of the standout companies out there that are doing something different as an agency for VTuber. And I really like them. I really do. I like all of the stuff they do, and I love all their talents. I'm always interested to see what's new with VShojo, but we're going to take a look at it and see VShojo's transformed VTubing forever. We're going to take a look and see what these takes are. But before we get into that, make sure you like this video before we start watching this video so it helps out the algorithm gods. And also subscribe to the channel if you enjoy videos like this. Now let's get into it.
Imagine your favorite performer taking a step away from their occupation. A streamer or YouTuber being unable to create, an artist retiring, or a band breaking up, or in this case, your favorite VTuber graduating from a company. It's a heart-wrenching yet bittersweet means of a creator moving forward in their lives.
I think that, you know what, because of VShojo, I have mixed feelings whenever my VTuber I like watching graduates. Because if they're not indie, I just assume they will come back with a different alias. And it's sad to lose that alias there, but I've seen so many come back with a new model, with a new alias, more freedom, and just do way better. And it makes me way happier. So whenever this happens, I'm not sure if I want to be sad or if I'm happy. Like, I don't know how to feel anymore.
That you may never see them again or enjoy them like before. But what if after leaving their job, instead of fading away, they were helped, they were assisted, they were put first, they were saved and given another shot? Because VShojo's retirement home goes crazy.
Look at them.
This is VShojo.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Founded by CEO Gun Brun and Mo Tendu on November 24, 2020, this agency set its path in the VTuber industry in a unique way, being talent first for its VTubers. VTubers being online entertainers who use virtual avatars instead of the usual face cams. With VTubers like Iron Mouse, Project Melody, and Zentreya in their roster, they established themselves early as one of the big three: Hololive, Niji Sanji, and VShojo. But interestingly enough, the standard around VShojo has changed.
The big three. It's just big me.
I might be exaggerating, but VShojo is causing a culture shift and maybe saving the VTuber industry. So,
Dude, there's like some backlash VShojo's had, which I think is a little bit uncalled for. But it does seem like for many audiences, it does seem like VShojo is only gonna take talents from the industry already well established, like people that have been a talent in Niji Sanji or Hololive, and never any more indie talents. Like if you look at how VShojo started, like all of the talents were just indie talents, right? But now they're not really picking up that many indie talents. Now we've seen a few, but it's not happening that often. I think that in the end of the day, VShojo just can't be really a house of just like 50 VTubers. I think it's completely reasonable that they add a few VTubers here and there and don't like fill up the roster with a bunch of them all the time. It makes sense to me, but I think a lot of viewers don't really look at it that way and think that often to themselves that, man, VShojo always try to play it safe. They only want to have established big streamer and never bring anyone big, like any small or any indie into their company at all, into their roster. But at the same time, I think we had Gigi very recently, and like we've had like situation where there are VTubers that are indie that aren't like insanely big. They are well established, but they aren't like insanely big, and they end up joining them. And it just wonders. But you know what I would love to see? I would love to see more male VTuber in that org, because at the moment we don't have that many. Listen, we gotta get more of them, and I can't wait to see who's next in their roster.
Hey yo, it's Taledo, that fallen angel kicked out of heaven. Get some snacks, get some water, get your retirement home application, and let's get on to video.
Hey.
I know you like my style. Nasty, gritty, looking pretty while I crack a smile.
First, we gotta understand how VShojo works compared to other agencies. What sets VShojo apart from the get-go? That's a lot of words.
I ain't reading all that.
I'm gonna try to
I
explain.
love his editing style. I think it's great. I think he'd like out of the like this video, his video style is a good blend of mix with memes and just generate information, and he has a great voice for calling out all of this. I think this is great. I like his videos a lot.
VShojo is talent first. In business terms, that's a employee first or people's first operation. This
Yeah.
culture quote aims to put people over profit and help the employees within your organization. So let's apply this to VTubing and what differentiated VShojo. Most VTuber agencies provide you with a platform and exposure, equipment, and VTuber assets for streaming, but many have conditions. A cut of revenue, restrictions on content, requiring perms for literally everything,
You cannot do that.
and owning your IP. They also got their own set of flaws. VShojo looks at these conditions and says,
Shut your bitch ass up.
Damn.
all that. First, unlike other VTubing agencies, VShojo didn't take a cut of your subs and donations.
Yes, we still get all of our donations and stuff. Like that goes to us. Everything's fine. It's not
I
like
just want to show this just real quick for anybody inspiring to be a VTuber. Remember that most VTubers that have a 2D model, like mine, like Silverway, like Iron Mouse, a lot of people started with simple things and started with VRoid or made their own 3D or started with something very simple, pre-made purchase with a little bit of edit 2D. You don't have to go nuts with your first model. Just take it easy.
all of our donations.
I like his
and
voice,
stuff.
very
Like, that's-
pleasant.
that
I do
goes
like
to
it as
us.
well.
Everything's fine. It's not like they're siphoning off our money or anything. So any donations and subs and all that stuff, that still goes to us. You still support the streamer. Everything is 100% exactly the same.
However,
You know what is sad about hearing that from Silvervale is that Silverway, Vey, and Neanders dipped out of VShojo, and their only reasoning they ever said was that the contract was not good enough. There must be something they're missing there. There's something going on, you know? Like, I think that VShojo is doing great for their talent, but obviously there's something that with their contract that they just didn't see fit.
I haven't seen the physical contract. I can't cite specifics of how they make money. Hell, even some of the VTubers don't know. Second, VShojo provides its VTubers with dedicated management, direction, and IT. If you've seen at least 70% of VTuber agencies, the fatal flaw is utter incompetency, lack of direction, and bad management. Having dedicated operations is good.
Yes.
That shit good.
Third, VShojo allows its VTubers to do pretty much anything. Want to react to daily dose of the internet while streaming Club Penguin and saying anything that comes to your head? Just don't get caught breaking TOS or you'll
There's a good thing about being in an org is that if you are not organized enough or don't really know where to do or how to do this or do that, being in an org can really assist you with having guidance and like direction and tasks to do so you can keep progressing. Like often a lot of content creators are not really sure how to do things or even to get out of their own lane. But being in an organization can definitely assist you with like getting through that.
be a criminal.
What makes someone a criminal?
Big boobs. Getting
Fourth,
caught.
VShojo allows
Nice.
its talents to keep their IPs. You actually own your VTuber while being a part of an agency. So several VTubers wanted to specifically work with VShojo and be a part of the group.
Yeah, they can that as well.
All things considered, when you compare VShojo's contracts to any of the other VTubing agencies, they're one of, if not the best, with contract terms. And they kind of have to be good contract-wise. One, VShojo didn't
Why
have
you
the
red
street
now,
cred like
Spider?
Hololive and Nijisanji, two big-ass corporate entities. And because of VShojo's business model, to profit, they have to hire big people. Except for Fruit being rather new and Hime Hajime being originally a gag character, practically all of VShojo's VTubers were mad big in the EN VTubing scene before they joined VShojo. So unlike other agencies, VShojo didn't explode people with a platform and exposure. They joined because they wanted management, collaboration, sponsorships, behind-the-scenes support, without the added restrictions and cuts. However, it's interesting to think back really. Compared to today, some VTuber fans did
He had a
not
unique
fuck with
color
VShojo.
before, that's why.
There's this subversion of a meme that existed around 2021 to 2022. Go to Hell is basic. I hope your favorite
Purple.
indie virtual YouTuber joins VShojo is real. It's possible. It's terrifying. VShojo had its vocal haters. There are 3 reasons some people didn't like VShojo, excluding something we'll get into later. First, creative freedom for content was considered a double-edged sword. Some audiences didn't like how crass VShojo was. Second, whether it was controversial content, drama, or past, some people didn't like some of VShojo's VTubers. And that affects VShojo whether they like that or not.
What did I do?
Go to the office! this?
What I do?
Third, they saw VShojo's hiring practices as nepotistic, which,
Okay.
if they went through the same process as others, are one of the more qualified personalities, and they have industrial connections,
We do not care.
the hard thing about this is differentiating nepotism and what we call networking. And in business circles, that's its own debate. VShojo is one of the few agencies that some people dislike because of how they view their VTubers, and moreover, how
My
they view
God.
the culture. And that's very contrary to how people might hate other agencies. From what was public, they were treating the members right, and it's not like VShojo was
Go
doing anything
back.
stupid. Then they actually did something stupid. The primary reason why some people hate
Wait, what
doing
did they
anything
do?
stupid. Then they actually
VShojo speaks out after Noxtaku claims VTubers were doxxed by impersonators. Oh.
did something stupid. The primary reason why some people hate VShojo. But the biggest hit against VShojo was none other than the April 2023 exodus. Silvervale, Vebe, and Yanners all left the company in the same week. Yanners mentioned in the contract, but
The reason why is that there were renewal of the contract and they didn't want a renewal. I think it was Vey that said it openly that the contract wasn't good enough, so they wanted to move on.
primarily wanting to.
But also, I feel like in another way, I also feel like Vey. I don't know about Silvervale, but I know Vey and Nyanner was changing the way they were living, like just their life in general, and perhaps the obligations of being within a being in an organization like VShojo just wasn't like in their ideal. They're basically were gonna move in with their boyfriends and start like doing a lot of other things, and they were very inactive during that time. And maybe VShojo wanted them to be more active as a streamer, and that just wasn't really what they were feeling at the moment. So it could just be something that like they could be not about monetary gain. It could be about like generally time on being active as well.
Be independent for herself, Vey stressing for everyone to hire a lawyer when looking at contracts, and Silvervale with
See,
a
that's
bit
the thing. Like Vey was
of
really
Vey stressing
Vey was really vocal about contract, and I don't think Nyanner was that talkative about it, but Silvervale mentioned a few things as well. So I don't know.
for everyone to hire a lawyer when looking at contracts, and Silvervale with a bit of interesting comments around them still being friends. Regardless, 3 out of 11 members.
I enjoy
nearly
Vey
30%
gaslighting Soda content. I love Vey. Vey is it's a funny thing, right? Vey has always been one of my favorite VTubers, and Soda and Asmongold have been my favorite streamer for like Jesus, I don't know how long, like ever since Twitch, ever since they were on Twitch. So it's always when I see Vey and like the fact that Vey and Soda is a thing is the most like mind-blowing and fun thing ever. Their content together is so good.
of the talents left, and they all joined Mythic Talent right afterwards.
Yeah, but Mythic Talent isn't really... I think a lot of people don't understand what Mythic Talent is. It's not an organization like VShojo. It's not an organization. It's not an org that is there to give you funding for content unless they want to sponsor you themselves. You know? That's not what they do. What they do is that they assist you finding sponsorship. What is even Mythic Talent? Mythic Talent is an ad space. It's a space where they can assist you finding sponsorship. They have a bunch of streamers within their group, and then they receive sponsorship. They are the one that talks to sponsors and locates sponsors. They assist you finding sponsors, and that's the whole goal of Mythic Talent. It's not an organization like VShojo, so them joining Mythic Talent has nothing to do with this. All it does is help them find more sponsors, which is great. Finding sponsors can be AIDS, and having some organization take a small percentile, I mean 20%, 30% of a sponsorship to locate a sponsorship is great. It's amazing.
Probably heard
20% is a lot though. I don't know how much they take. I don't know.
uncommon word. Contracts. VShojo's business model was also questioned. This entire situation had some people wondering if VShojo was collapsing, if VShojo
just
was in
watched
the
Addy's ears
downfall,
move.
or
Did
if
they move a
VShojo
lot?
and other agencies were down bad.
Dude, I'm watching the stream. Why you try not to laugh?
No one is free of my shit talk, not even myself. But this mass exodus may have been a blessing in disguise.
I think, like, girls holding hands together and quitting together is like the best way to tell the company that you guys should do better.
Yeah, it is.
VShojo noticed that, looks like there's another company, or maybe not, but we're not doing better. So they realized, and they, right now are doing better. Because my contract got better.
You know what?
So in the end of the day, they made VShojo better then. Well, that's great. I mean, I guess that that's the thing, that whenever people leave in waves, it has a much bigger impact. And I think losing those 3 was pretty big damage to VShojo itself. Now, it didn't change that much for VShojo now. Like, I mean, they're still doing good, but they, Neander and Silverberry, were massive icons in VShojo.
Great about going through a downfall, you truly wake up. You might hit rock bottom, but there's only one way left to go, and that's up. So VShojo woke up and locked in. But before that, quick thank you to our Patreon members.
Holy!
And a special shout out to Archangels, Lihaho Listra, Luminous Cove, and Serene,
Big money.
and of course all of you for making this channel possible. Like the video and subscribe to the channel because only a small percentage of viewers.
Bro, that looks better than mine. Way better than mine.
On May 6th, VShojo released a handful of teaser animations of someone coming to VShojo, an actual genius.
But it made no sense.
Henya.
And on May 10th, that VTuber made her debut. Her name was Henya the Genius.
Thank you so much, Dio. Oh my
Daya.
Did I say Dio? Oh shit.
Now hold the damn phone.
Run it back.
She sounds familiar.
I
A lot of
wonder where we
mannerisms of a
heard her
certain kettle
before.
that graduated only a month ago.
I mean, you might.
Same laughs, phrases, and everything.
Don't say it, don't think it. Don't say it, don't think it.
So without saying the quiet part out loud, VShojo welcomed her to the agency after she left her previous space. We'll just say the previous space was the lab.
Back to the lab again.
This wasn't the first time VShojo did something like this, picking up someone who left their previous creative endeavors. In July of 2022, VShojo announced that Kei-san would be joining. And obviously if you know about Kei-san. But in the same announcement revealed someone who at the time people missed. I kinda can't rewrite history.
I
Back
love
then, this was
crowd
huge.
reactions like
VShojo
that.
welcoming people to their agency after they left their previous spots.
I
When
think
Henya made
she's
her
leaving.
debut, previous fans were ecstatic to see her first ever stream. They were just happy to have her back. Moreover, several had their
key
questions,
one.
speculations, and messages. Some a bit awkward to mention publicly on her stream.
We don't talk about past life.
After all, I love even
Much
though
like
she has
awkward.
nothing for
But otherwise, the mass was supportive, welcoming her with open arms. Moreover, it started a hilarious trend I like to call caught slipping, where her VTuber friends would refer to Henya by another shorty's name.
Oh!
You showed up for my 3D. Yeah. Oh,
What's the first game that you've ever played? Was like when you were a kid, you know, baby picking me. Like, I'm sorry, Henya.
It's okay. You're the fourth one.
Everybody fucks up.
Right from the get-go, Henya's debut started a culture shift in VShojo. People were so happy that VShojo brought this person to light, because people loved her. You lost 3 members.
We have a
Months later,
I
on
remember when people thought, like I was one of them, thinking that the whole situation with Hogwarts Legacy made her just not want to mentally sit there and do VTubing anymore or be a content creator in front of people because of the harassment. But in the end of the day, it was just about rebranding. Like, I'm glad that there wasn't more behind it and she's just doing well. Like, everybody was excited to see her back at VShojo. I remember.
Giga made her
That was a good
VShojo
time.
debut. Now, Giga wasn't a VTuber from a previous creative endeavor like Henya, nor is she like giant-ass giant. But when everyone
No.
talks about VShojo's rise, barely anyone mentioned her, which is a fallacy. Her inclusion and debut, just like everyone in
Just
VShojo,
like
is
cute
important to
girl
the
play
company
wizard
bouncing back.
game.
Regardless, VShojo is not stopping, and they would do it by doubling down on their practices. Welcome to the VShojo retirement home.
It really
In
does
October
feel
of
like a retirement
2023,
home now.
2 other VTubers made their VShojo debuts. First was K9 Kuro, the god of undead miracles.
I'm K9 Kuro. It's nice to meet you all.
Wait a minute, that's a man! In my
No,
VShojo!
men! Men can't be VTubers.
Like that. They're just trying to get a workout.
What is this?
Regardless, Kuro made his debut for VShojo with amazing reception.
Oh, that's pretty cute. I was also thinking of doing something with the O, like just having it a mistake.
Oh yeah, forgot to mention that Kuro also sounded very familiar to a certain detective.
What do we watch, chat? What do we watch? Any
wonder who.
suggestions? Any
Who's that
cool
guy?
ideas of what to watch?
Yo, Mr. Kuro collab would go crazy. So VShojo just did it again, huh? Hired someone from a previous content endeavor for like the third or fourth time? Surely they won't do it again.
Bye, honey.
Oh,
On October
surely.
15th, Matara-kan would make her VShojo debut.
Hey there. I'm Matara Khan, VShojo's newest debut. And I just want to say,
Oh, shit!
Man, that's a
Cockroach invaded the
cockroach.
studios and was received with open arms. And Matara-kan is a completely new, original, never before seen.
one touch from Fox Mom and you're infected. Oh,
This is like the fifth freaking time! So yeah, Matara sounded very familiar to another mom.
That's neat. Matara.
oh my god, no, I I was doing so well!
So VShojo's just gonna pick up previous VTubers like Pokemon.
Game is the game.
Easy.
Months later.
The new talents revealed to be Michi Mochi Eevee.
Hi, everyone!
Dude, they have put so much money into her and they know they're gonna win with this so hard. I don't know, like I think they're just done really well who they picked up.
Nice to meet you. Oh my god, you can hear my voice shake.
And who could Michi possibly beat?
I think we all know where this is going, so let's just skip to the end.
Oh,
Yep.
look, a big nail!
You can't escape! You can't escape!
Aww.
Anyway, Michi Mochi Eevee
Oh my
sounds
God.
pretty familiar.
Welcome back. Welcome to my first ever stream. Yay!
She really nailed it, huh? My god, VShojo. Y'all are never beating the retirement home allegations. You've had 6 VTubers in total from other endeavors, and out of the 5 debuted in this year's span, 4 of them came from previous companies. 3 of them from one very specific one. But regardless, just with the debuts, VShojo looked good.
They must have amnesia. They forgot that I'm him.
Fans were ecstatic to see their favorite personalities back on the widescreen doing things at their own pace with freedom and support from VShojo, and it created a different culture around discussing past lives that we'll get into in a future video. But the debuts wasn't what truly set VShojo apart. It was how every one of those VTubers felt loved, valued, and at home. Every VTuber that joined VShojo during this time had something good to say about the VShojo experience, especially if they were from a previous job with its own dramas. And I think that's what really shot up VShojo's reputation. VShojo was loyal, and everybody there loved VShojo. When Henya debuted, one of her biggest dreams—
I think that there's some value for the viewers as well. The fact that they hear that the content creators that are within the company are feeling a lot of freedom and feeling well treated. Like, I think that there's some value for the, like, because the audience is the customer, right? And whenever they know that the content creators that are producing the content are enjoying their space and the position they're in, they will reflect upon that on the whole whole company itself, which is great. It's just a shame, like, you can see how I mean, you can see how parasocial some people can be to companies. Like, look at Niji Sanji, how that burning out. But even then, like, at the point of where you have companies like Hololive, they're not doing their best, but their talents really like being there in the end of the day, right? What I'm trying to say is that how the content creator kind of reflects on their enjoyment with the company really adds more value to the position of their audiences. And they prefer to support the entire company instead of just the specific talent, which is great for everyone and good for the company. So I think the business practice that VShojo is doing is for the best. And I think that with more time that goes, I honestly believe that the Japanese practice is going to kind of slowly wither down because I don't see a reason for it to be there anymore.
And goals was to get on the big stage and perform a 3D live concert. A few months later, VShojo announced they were hosting a 3D concert, Candy Pop Explosion.
Originally, I wasn't supposed to join here.
Nah,
'cause
I
they
think
already had
I know
a-
what you're thinking. Everybody can abuse anyone and try to take as much money as possible. That's the industry, that's the business. But I do think that there is a big reflection of the way people are thinking about things. And with time that goes, I think that people will take less shit. Like, I just think that a lot of people do take shit now. A lot of people are shit eaters. But as time goes down, people will have less tolerance for this stuff. And that goes for the audience and goes for the talents. Now, I can't speak for an Asian, like the East Asian view, like Japanese view. If I look at Japan now, it kind of looks like they're shifting that direction as well. But it's very hard to tell. Personally, it looks like to me, though, that the West doesn't want to kind of support this more and more as time goes on. We're not there yet, but I think we will be there eventually. I wish you were right, mate. Time will tell. You can put this on with, like, for example, if you take like a lot of scenarios recently, like censorship, wokeness, or whatever things that are kind of producing less of an enjoyment for their audiences, you can see that it took a long time for these things to be standardized and like really push and reduce the income of these companies that focuses on these type of matters. It took a while before this would actually impact them, and now it's starting to do so. I just assume that it will eventually backlash more and more. Japanese entertainment industry is stiff as fuck, also extremely corpo. Depends on what we're talking about. If you're thinking about anime industry, because the thing is that a lot of people don't actually know the difference between the anime industry, which is literally held by investors. It is a loss revenue share, the whole thing. The only one earning is the investors. It is the most fucked up industry ever. If you look at how the tree works in the anime industry, it's awful. But if you look at other Japanese corporation, they are not as bad. They are not as bad.
And
the music industry is pretty much the same then, bro. I mean, if you take Japanese, Korean, Chinese, any of these idol industries, they're the same thing. Of course they're the same thing. They're all terrible.
Didn't have enough time. My debut and then this concert singing was a very short period of time, so I didn't expect to be here.
And despite the short time frame between the two dates, even though it wasn't planned, they made sure Henya was included.
VShojo-san somehow made it to put me in here, and I can't thank enough for that. I just can't thank enough for that one, and I'm just so happy to be part of it.
Moreover, there are many moments of Henya being thankful for being included and part of the VShojo group and feeling the happiest she's ever been. VShojo has shaped Henya's life for the better. And Henya's appearance really helped VShojo after the three members leaving, because goddamn! Kuro has his
people kind of like moved on and forgot about it in a way. You know, like I don't think people completely forgot about it, but at the same time, Nyanner, Vey, and the Silvervale are doing wonderful. They're doing great. They're doing really great. The same as VShojo. It seemed like this split really didn't impact any of them.
Experience of his life improving thanks to VShojo.
I was in a really bad situation in regards to taxes.
There's still some anti-posting threads every day. There are people that are hate watchers and have situation back in their mind, and they can't like leave out of it. They are so into the internet and have nothing else going on that they will always produce negativity like around these subjects because they bother them for some reason very internally. There will always happen. There's a lot of people that are too much inside and too much that have too many problems just generally, and will just like go around, just spread hate, write hate comments, or make thread about stupid things that nobody else gives a fuck about, so that people that also don't give a fuck about it can also start being interactive in it. You know, like there are always these things, but does it actually matter? No, not really, because Vey is doing amazing, Nyanner is doing amazing, Silvervale is doing amazing, and VShojo is booming. You know, like all of them are doing great.
In tax worth. Damn! I wasn't really offered any support about it, and I asked like my friends about what I could do. One of my friends I asked was Mousy, and Mousy was like,
that is cringe.
I think I know someone who can help you with that. So they referred me to Gunrun. He helped me a lot with sorting my taxes for like literally like 4 months.
Easy.
Just helping out, messaging, double checking that I'm okay with stuff, and I was like, oh damn, this guy's so fucking nice, man. You set off a chain of events so many months ago that like, I don't know, my life would be so different without you.
And now Kuro's living a sick and comfortable life at VShojo, doing the content he
chilling.
loves, without $350,000 worth of taxes.
Damn!
Whether it's Matsura being
Damn.
surprised by managers being good and caring,
It was just so surprising to me that,
He
my
does.
manager's like, how can I help? You need me to hire somebody, you artist, you need like, a background person. Like, what do you need? How is this going to go? Do you need editing? Do you need
Bro,
music?
man.
And I told her I'm not used to that. So I said, I need ideas.
or Michi being completely flabbergasted by VShojo's lack of rules or restrictions.
It's so odd. They're so insanely supportive that it's definitely like something you gotta get used to at one point. I'll get used to it eventually, you know? I know everyone is telling me like you can do whatever you want and you can say whatever you want, you know? But it's very not normal for me. It's like I'm not used to thinking that way. Yeah.
The experience felt not just different, but better. VShojo made sure
Imagine
their
going
times
from the
were better.
gulag
And,
to an
the
actual
list goes on
workplace.
for why they kept supporting VShojo. VShojo offering therapy and mental health resources. Giga talking
Heaven.
about how there were basically no downsides to joining. And so
Yep.
many remarks towards Panini, VShojo
Panini.
director. VShojo cares. Like, they really do care. But before we close this video, I want to stress something. The reality is that VShojo is not the standard. VShojo is an outline.
It is.
And while what they provide is
that's why they have so much focus. There's so many people that are the standard that I have no fucking idea about. I keep seeing the company and a lot of people know, but I really don't give a shit. Like, and there are so many following that what is standard because it's more income for them. It's better for them. VShojo is like one of the few that really takes care of their talents and doesn't really drive purely about profit. And at the end of the day, it is an organization, it's a corporation and tries to make money, but they are not trying to be soul sucking.
absolutely amazing. This speaks to the state of the industry. Statistically speaking,
Industry is
the
awful.
VTuber industry
It's actually trash.
It's trash.
It's trash.
It is trash.
If you look into the hundreds of agencies out there, a good amount of them have closed down. Despite many aspiring VTubers searching for VTuber agencies for stability, you are more likely to lose an agency than see long-term security. They have issues, and there are some that are dreadfully incompetent or downright exploitative. VShojo isn't like other companies. They're a private agency, and calling them a VTuber agency is already a stretch because they don't do what other agencies do. VShojo isn't the standard, nor should they be treated as such. But honestly, I think that's for the best. Breaking away from the standard had VShojo revolutionized the industry. They have changed how people view so many aspects of VTubing culture. This agency ain't perfect at all. People will have their criticisms, but people understand more than ever now that the VTuber industry needs to improve. They're an outlier in the industry, and that's perhaps a good thing. It becoming a virtual retirement home helps improve the lives of hardworking individuals out there, then you got my support. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But hey, gang, I might need to go to a retirement home.
Damn. You getting old,
Because apparently
homie.
I've now been doing YouTube for officially a year.
Oh, god damn, you're old.
You just mad cause your ass is old.
Damn. GG. Good stuff. Really good stuff. Very much like it, dude. That's a good video. Really like it. Like, I swear, like, I like this channel a lot. I like this voice. I like the format. Overall, I think VShojo will do, I think VShojo is great. I have nothing bad to say about VShojo at all. I think they're doing great. I also respect that they allow their talents to own their own IP. Somebody, last time I talked about this, somebody mentioned that people that came from, that are fresh new, their IP is bound to VShojo, and if they left, they would lose it. I don't know if that is true. I haven't really seen anyone say that is the fact, that the IP created within VShojo is now bound to them. Never heard it. I'm not sure if that is true, but overall, if it is, that kind of sucks. I hope that's not the case. Other than that, though, I think VShojo is doing great, and I'm happy for them. I always am excited to see who's the next, who's their next talent, because I think that I don't really care about many other organizations, but I do care about VShojo because of the way they treat their talents. Well, yeah, that's my thoughts. If you like this video itself, make sure you click that like button so it helps the algorithm god, and also sub to the channel for more react. I'll see you there then. Bye.